Good evening, everyone. And welcome to the Exercise Coach Q&A. We'll give everyone just a minute here to hop on, see if we can get some of our friends to hop on this time together and answer some questions tonight. Looks like we've got some people joining. We'll give it just a couple minutes here before we get started. Hey, Dina. Guys, if you want to let me know who's here too, that'd be great. What's up, Andrew? Feel free to say hi, guys. Still got some people jumping on. Hope you've all had a good day. Appreciate you hopping on here at 7 p.m. Central to spend some time with us. Hey, Dave. Hi, Donna. Got Sarah in Eden Prairie. Looks like Jessica in St. Louis. We've got Dale from Dyer, Indiana. We've got some more people hopping on. So we'll give it just one more minute and then we'll get started. Hi, Suzanne. Good evening. Hey, Kay. Thanks for being on. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Hopefully we'll have some more friends jump on here, but we'll go ahead and get started. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Brian Cygan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of The Exercise Coach. And tonight we're going to be doing just a brief Exercise Coach Q&A session. And The Exercise Coach is a really unique, cutting-edge, personalized fitness business that helps people get the results that matter most to them with no more than 2 20-minute workouts per week. We help people get the most important results to them safely and with maximal effectiveness and with a high degree of efficiency through personalized coaching powered by technology. And we're going to be taking your questions tonight. This is part of our extra effort to make sure during this time we're really staying connected with our clients and caring for them and really trying to do our small part to coach you through this very, very challenging season. And if you're not a client of The Exercise Coach, we're happy that you're here tonight as well. And I hope to have a chance to answer some of your questions. It's a great time. As you know, we all have a lot of time at home these days. And so it's a great time to really think about developing yourself. It's a great time to plan for what you're going to do in the next season when the cloud lifts, and start thinking about that now. And we know from experience and from neuroscience that when we learn new things, we become motivated. New insights inspire us to take new action. And so it's my hope tonight that you guys learned something And I hope to connect some dots maybe for some of you so that we generate new insights and inspire you to plan for some new action in the next season of life, which is coming. So why should you listen to me? Why should you listen to anything I have to say or have to say in response to any of these questions tonight? I've spent 20 years helping people look and feel and function better with a high degree of safety and efficiency. I've had a 20-year career in the fitness industry and co-founded the Exercise Coach 20 years ago with my wife, Jerry Ann. 9 years ago, we launched a franchise system, and we now have more than 80 locations operating around the U.S. and 25 operating in Japan, so more than 100 locations around the world with many, many more coming in 2020. And our passion for many years has been to be the perfect fit for people that conventional workouts just aren't working for. So this is people who are busy, people who really want to avoid the gym scene, or people who don't. And even for those of us who just aren't avid exercise enthusiasts, we know we need the benefits of exercise, but we just don't want to spend 5 days a week worrying about exercise. And we've been helping people for a long time with our really perfect fit solutions based on the science that prove that quality matters a whole lot more than quantity. The quality of the exercise that we do at the Exercise Coach is much more important than any quantity or amount of time you could spend exercising. This is all based on science, and our process is all about whole effort, what we call whole effort exercise or strength training, and whole food nutrition, and then coaching. And we love helping people get the results that matter most to them. And we like to say at the Exercise Coach, where our focus is on strength training, we like to say that strength changes everything. And what we mean when we say strength changes everything is that strength training, effective, evidence-based, personalized strength training, actually changes every system of the body for the better. It can help us get all of the various results that we want from exercise. And when we say strength changes everything, we also mean that it fundamentally, strength training, evidence-based strength training fundamentally changes the requirements to get those results that matter most to you. No longer do you need to exercise hours and hours on end per week and move your body in such a way that it's difficult or joint jarring or grueling. That's what the phrase strength changes everything is all about. And we accomplish this in these studios across the country that are small, clean, and private. And that's something that we've actually been saying for many, many years. Just a couple days ago, I looked and had in front of me 1,200 reviews from our wonderful and happy clients across the country that were reviews that focused on the environment, what we call the ideal exercise atmosphere that we designed a long time ago at the Exercise Coach. Our clients love that the Exercise Coach is a small, private, and professional environment, and that it's ultra clean. And that's always been an emphasis of ours, and of course will be as we move into the future. And now, guys, I'm going to take some time and we'll just spend maybe 20, 30 minutes together focused on answering your questions. Again, when we learn new things, it inspires us, it energizes us. So I'm looking forward to seeing, based on anything I've said tonight in the intro or anything you know or don't know about the Exercise Coach, I'm interested in seeing what your questions are and seeing if I can provide you with a helpful answer. And so I'll go ahead and open it up, and we'll start taking some questions. I have my co-founder and wife, Jerry Ann, and then Amy from up in Minnesota from our organization helping out. And so they're going to gather the questions up as they come in and throw them over my way via text, because otherwise this thing just keeps scrolling and I lose track of the questions. All right. So I am now going to start to take a peek at some questions, and we'll get started. So first question I get is, can you explain the history of how the Xerbiotics technology developed? Sure. Thank you for the question. And this comes from Lisa. And so Xerbiotics, for those of you who aren't aware, is a connected strength training technology. As I said, at the Exercise Coach, our approach is all about strength. And that's not at all because we're obsessed with turning busy professionals or baby boomers into bodybuilders. It's because, as I said, strength changes everything. It's the window to the rest of the body. It changes every system of the body for the better. And Xerbiotics is the technology that powers our unique approach at the Exercise Coach. And when we looked at taking the Exercise Coach, which was based on very recent science about strength training, and this was about 10 years ago, when we looked at taking the Exercise Coach and making that something that we were able to scale across the country, to change lives across the country, we knew that we wanted at the heart of that offering a technology that would allow us to really standardize and optimize the customer experience. We really were looking for the pinnacle application of strength training science, technology that would help us make our workouts as safe and as effective and as time efficient as possible, and to really, for the first time, better quantify a strength training workout by giving our clients real-time, motivating, visual feedback and giving us data that allowed us to really progress clients better and give them proof of progress. And so we set out and really searched the globe looking for a technology that we could put at the heart of what already existed, which was the Exercise Coach. And we were able to, when we launched our franchise, partner with a company called Xerbiotics. And Xerbiotics was a company that one of the most preeminent exercise physiologists in the country and a physicist put together on a long-held dream that they had to bring, again, what they really saw as the pinnacle application of exercise science to the marketplace. And they had spent years looking to bring this technology to the marketplace. And when we connected, the timing was just really great. We have some pretty unique expertise in the area of strength training science. And the timing was great. And we put Xerbiotics at the heart of this franchise offering. And it was just a hand in glove fit. And we started to expand across the country with this really unforgettable and unique exercise experience powered by this technology. And so what makes Xerbiotics so unique, as I said already, is the feedback that you get during the exercise. So you know exactly how hard you should be working every second of every workout. Not only that, but the resistance that we use with Xerbiotics actually adapts to your abilities. So it conforms perfectly to your current capacities, your any conditions you have, and even your comfort level with exertion. And in terms of strength training science, just one final point that I'll make. Xerbiotics actually delivers resistance that's smart and that accommodates your strength even as it changes throughout any range of motion. It delivers what we call in exercise physiology both concentric and eccentric resistance. Now, that means another term for these is positive and negative resistance, or the best way to understand it for you might be it delivers meaningful resistance when you're lifting the weight or your muscles are shortening, and also when you normally would be lowering the weight or when your muscles are lengthening. And we know from a ton of research that when we work our muscles in this way, optimally in both the shortening and the lengthening, we get profound and particular benefits that we don't get from other forms of exercise. So I could go on and on about Xerbiotics. I would just suggest find an exercise coach and learn all about it and give it a try. Thanks for that question, Lisa. And I'm going to move on to another one here. I'll try to make some of these answers a little bit more concise so that we can try to get more questions in. All right. So Kay asks, maybe for some clarification, may I target a particular muscle group, or does your technology tell me what I need? I'd say the answer is yes to both. Can I target a particular muscle group in a workout at the exercise coach? Absolutely. Now, for the most part at the exercise coach, our workouts are what we would call a total body workout. Our clients work out with us somewhere between 1.5 to 2 times per week on average. And in the vast majority of the sessions that we deliver across the country are total body workouts. So we help you get all of the results you want with a 20-minute total body workout. We can, however, also, of course, emphasize or specialize in different areas of the body, especially through a variety of what we call sequences. That's just which exercises am I going to use during this workout and what order am I going to perform them in. And that's how we actually emphasize or specialize in different effects in different body parts or muscle groups. And then in terms of does the equipment tell you what you need, the answer is yes, in a very, very important way. It tells you exactly, it tells you and your coach exactly what level of effort you need to stimulate the best possible results. That's what exercise really is, or what exercise is really all about. It's about being a stimulus, which just means it's a stress that we apply to the body that triggers the body to produce adaptive responses, otherwise known as the results that you want. And if we don't work in a meaningful enough manner, in a manner that's challenging enough to serve as a stimulus, then those results aren't triggered. And what Xerbiotics helps our coaches around the country do is actually measure the unique ability of each individual client. And then based on the data that they quickly gather, even the first time that they meet them, they use Xerbiotics to deliver a personalized exercise prescription right on day one. And our clients see a visual effort map that shows them exactly how hard they should be exerting whatever muscle group we're working in both directions, the positive and the negative. And this is extremely motivating. And we call this, the first time someone gets on an Xerbiotics machine, we call it the light bulb moment. Because we've seen it just thousands and thousands of times. The first time someone gets on an Xerbiotics leg press, for example, they get done and say, "I've never felt anything like that." Some more avid exercisers get off and say, "That's what I feel like from spending 2 hours in the gym." How did that just happen? And it happens by the use of our technology, Xerbiotics, in the leveraging of what we know about muscle fiber physiology. Xerbiotics helps us apply just the right effort or guide people, give people the visual targeting and the opportunity to work meaningfully in both directions that their muscles work. And do that. What was my point? I totally lost my train of thought. I'm trying to watch too many things here. So I'm going to move on. But thank you for the question. I think I got probably quite a bit out related to Xerbiotics and does it tell us what we need? And so I'm going to move on to another question here. Well, that's super nice. Michelle says she just wants to compliment the staff at the Gilbert location. That's Gilbert, Arizona. So thank you so much for that, Michelle. We've got a great team out there. We've got great teams across the country, but always so encouraging. So thank you for your kind words. Any plans, got a question from Tanya, any plans for adding any smaller machines for smaller muscle groups like calves? Great question. Appreciate the question, maybe the request, and certainly something we'll consider. And we are looking at some things in the future that would make it possible to apply the same kind of science and technology, really in some more ancillary ways with some more what are considered more ancillary movements. So I'm kind of an innovator and strength science geek at heart, and we'd love to bring more and more to the table in terms of new technology. And we've had a real focus in the last year or so just to really make what we have available across the country and get to as many cities as we can across the country. And so I think in the next couple years, we'll start to see some more new innovation again once we've got our footprint across the country really where we want it. We want you to be able to tell your friends, across the country, that they should go check out the Exercise Coach, and we want to be there for them. But there's always going to be new innovation coming, and I appreciate the I'll take that as a request. Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to scroll here and look for another questions. All right. Great question from Stephanie. I started 6 months ago, and I don't want to have to start all over again when the Exercise Coach reopens. What should I be doing? What a great question, Stephanie. I'm so glad you asked that. And I'll make a few points here. First of all, and maybe some of you listened recently to an interview I did with Dr. Doug McGuff, who's a medical doctor and really one of the world's most renowned experts in the area of strength training science. And we talked about this a little bit, and Doug made the point that muscle tissue is really such a precious tissue, biologically speaking, that it is very, very well preserved. And he pointed out his observations that really square with mine. And those observations really are that once you've been at this with the Exercise Coach for as long as you have 6 months, your body's going to hold on to those results for quite a while before you start to see what we would call detraining, or a loss of strength, a loss of muscle tissue. And Doug believes, and I believe, really it's going to take about 3 to 4 weeks before you start to really see that detraining start. We see people consistently take vacation, leave, they're gone for 2 to 3 weeks, and they come back and they can't believe how strong they are from just all that recovery. Where they feel a difference is what we would say is in the area of metabolic capacity. So they come back and their muscles feel strong, but they're pretty fatigable. They burn like crazy really fast. Now, metabolic conditioning down regulates really quick. So you go away for a week or two, you're not going to have the endurance that you used to have. But it comes back really quick too. Couple workouts, you're good. But the actual muscle tissue and the strength that you have takes longer to start to degrade. But it will. You're right. I've seen studies that show really that in women, as much as 6 weeks even, we'll see just a minimal decline. I've also seen studies recently that show that your muscles essentially have a sort of memory. And so if you've been at this for 6 months, when you come back, you're actually going to get to the level you had achieved faster than you did before. But now to your question, what do I do in the meantime? Of course, it makes sense for you to try to do something in the meantime. And for clients at the Exercise Coach, we just recently put out a set of home exercises that our franchisees are delivering to our clients to help them just prevent the loss of muscle and metabolism while they're away from the most effective stimulus for their muscles possible, while they're away from their workouts at the Exercise Coach. So check that out. And then we're going to be putting out a little bit more content. I'm actually going to, in the next couple days, do something even simpler. And I'm going to take somebody through on video, what I would call an ultra brief, high intensity home workout. And we're going to look at just 2 exercises, but really focus on how you do these exercises. And I'm going to coach someone through and kind of show you that if you just work in a manner like this and do that a couple times a week while you're away, it will really, really help to prevent that muscle loss. And you're going to get it back quickly when you come back. So look for that, and we'll post it up here on Facebook. Thanks for that question. All right. Give me a chance to scroll here. Oh, Suzanne asks, what is your favorite machine, Brian? If I lie, there's some people on here that will actually comment and call me out. My favorite machine is the leg press. We'll see if anybody says I'm a liar. It's not the leg press. I think it's crazy when people, and a lot of people do, they say my favorite machine is the leg press. And I'm like, man, you are really tough or sick. But I like the Xerbiotics. I like the Xerbiotics chest press. Probably just that connection with the long history of powerlifting and strength and conditioning and just the old time exercises of the bench press. But this is like the 21st century of the bench press. So like a typical guy, I kind of like that. I kind of like that chest press. That's probably my favorite for now. Although I've got there's a couple more that are in the running. Our lower back exercise, just because of the benefits, is really amazing and indispensable. And then also, I'd say those 2, the chest press and the lower back. So thanks for asking. All right, scrolling here. I'll try to make my answers a little bit more concise yet if I can. All right. Get to the okay. How about, what question is that? Lisa has another question, or maybe I already answered that one. I'm scrolling and looking. I've got a lot of questions on the screen here. All right. So why, I'll take this one just so I can keep moving here. Why are the workouts only 20 minutes? Good question. And the reason the workouts are only 20 minutes has to do with the purpose of exercise. And I kind of touched on this a little bit already, and that is to serve as a stimulus. So for many, many years, you've heard this just get moving message, that exercise is about moving and more is better. Just go out and move around. But it really couldn't be further from the truth. And especially when we're talking about reversing the aging process and doing what's most important, which is building muscle. And again, not to make you big and bulky, but because muscle's the window to all those other systems of the body. Your metabolism, your bones, the way you process carbohydrates, etc., etc. Exercise is intended to be a stimulus. In order for it to be a stimulus, especially for the purposes of strengthening, the work has to be challenging. In order to work what we call type 2 or fast twitch muscle fibers, we have to do what we call whole effort exercise. We've got to fatigue those muscles deeply and work against a meaningful resistance. And when we work in this manner, a single muscle group will become completely fatigued somewhere in the range of about 50 to 120 seconds usually. If you're not encountering enough resistance, you might go longer, but usually about 50 to 120 seconds is going to be ideal. And that's it. That's all you can do. When you work your muscles as optimally as possible, within about 100 seconds or so, we're going to render them momentarily deeply fatigued, totally stimulated, and we can move on. And so when we work our muscles in this fashion, we're able to work through all of the major muscle groups in the body within about 20 minutes. And another way to think about this and say this is that the brevity of the workout is actually necessary in order for people to be able to commit and to follow through with the high level of effort that's necessary to stimulate the best results. So intensity of effort and duration are actually inversely proportionate. So as one goes up, the other one goes down. If I say we're going to work out for 2 hours today, your prediction machine brain says, if I'm going to work out 2 hours, there's no way I'm going to work my muscles as intensely as you might want me to work them. So the format of the workout, the 20-minute format of the workout, should not be seen as like better than nothing. In fact, it's not better than nothing. It's better than everything, and it's necessary for the production of the best results. The brevity, the short duration of the workout is necessary so that we can really focus on the intensity, or like earlier in the video, I said quality. Another term for that in exercise is actually intensity. So that's why the workouts are so brief, so that we can work at the right intensity level. And the beautiful thing about this is it is the right intensity level for you as an individual every second of every rep, every workout. And this is whether you're a busy professional, you're a young athlete, or you're 80 years old and you've never strength trained before, and everybody in between. At the Exercise Coach across the country, 83% of our clients are actually over the age of 45, which is a very different distribution than really all of the other gyms and brands across the country, where the average age of a studio, boutique studio member in America is actually 29 years old. And that's, because they're interested in kind of a large social experience. And people, people over 40, 50, 60 are looking for results. Their time really matters. They've got friends and things that they do. They're not necessarily looking for a social experience out of their exercise. They want to get in, get the job done, get fit, get out, get back to life. So that's why the workouts are so brief. It's not something that we designed because we could get away with it. It's actually scientifically designed and necessary for the production of the best results. All right, going to check out my list here again. Are you guys sending over questions to me? Okay. I will scroll and look for that. Okay. Got a question from Lisa out in Pennsylvania. Everyone's going to be afraid of going back into gyms after COVID-19 has passed. What's any different about the exercise coach? What an important question. Thank you for asking that. As I said, we have used the phrase small, clean, and private for many, many years. We use these phrases based on the fact that our clients have told us that these things are really important to them. We ask our clients for feedback, and we hear what they have to say, and what they say in summary when we ask, well, what is it that you love about the exercise coach? They say, well, I love that I get a great workout in 20 minutes using awesome technology, an awesome workout led by a kind and knowledgeable coach. And I do this in a small, clean, private environment. That's really important to our clients, has been for many years. And so it's not new for us to be thinking about that environment. Of course, we're thinking about it now even more, and thinking about how we really just take our intentionality and commitment to cleanliness to the highest possible level. When I think about the exercise coach and what we're able to do at the exercise coach to keep things disinfected, to keep people at a good distance from each other, I think the biggest advantage that we have is that it's small and private. So there's no large crowds, and we don't have the disadvantage, the challenge of a 100,000 square foot space to try to clean and hunt down parts of that gym. It's small. It's 900 or 1,200 or 1,500 square feet. So it's very, very manageable. And then everything we do is by appointment, either one-on-one with a coach, or in a semi-private session where one coach is working with 2 to 4 people. But generally in the exercise coach, there's going to be 5, 6, 7 people, including coaches, rotating in and out of the center. And we definitely, once we got into the COVID-19 crisis, we really upped our processes and made sure that we were disinfecting after every session, making sure that people coming in were educated, and we're even washing their hands, using hand sanitizer before they touched anything, started their workout, and after, reminded them to please stay home if they felt any symptoms, reminded them not to touch their face, and and we had people working out in exercise coaches, as recently as less than a couple weeks ago, and even here in Illinois, and they felt very, very safe and secure, and hated for it to close. But of course, we're all doing our part together. So I appreciate that question, Lisa, and we definitely look forward to being able to open again, and we think we'll be able to just in areas around the country as soon as we are out of the stay-at-home orders that we're experiencing. Because again, as an appointment-based business, we're always going to fall under any guidelines that really focus on limiting gatherings as well. So we're looking forward to getting open again. All right. Well, we are at about 35 minutes, guys. So I really appreciate it, and maybe we can learn from this session and do this again really, really soon. And but I don't want to keep you guys on here much longer. You're kind to stay on, and so let me look for maybe one more question here to wrap it up, or I can keep going a little longer. I'm happy to. Guys, maybe let me know if we should stay on and answer a few more questions. Maybe throw a comment in. Let me try to look at these comments for a minute. I haven't really had a chance to look at those. Let me scroll down here. What do you think, guys? Should I take a few more questions? Oh, look at these comments. I appreciate that, Maureen. The Dyer studio is immaculate. I'm sure it is. The exercise coach was the cleanest before it was so highly necessary. Thanks for these comments, guys. The Buffalo Grove location clients are like friends. They sure are. All right. I will scroll and look for questions that I haven't seen before. All right. All right. How about this one? Will the exercise coach workout help me lose weight? Absolutely. The exercise coach workout will maximize and optimize your effort to change your body composition, to lose weight, as we might say. And it'll do so in a few really important ways. So first of all, one of the biggest, most important things we need to impact when we're trying to lose weight is our hormones. And so weight loss is going to be really best achieved, obviously, by combining what we call whole effort exercise with whole food nutrition. So there's a nutrition component for sure, but exercise delivers, strength training delivers really, really particular and important effects. And one of those effects is to impact the hormonal state of your body. One of the most important hormones that strength training impacts is insulin. Insulin is a chemical messenger that sends signals to your body to store body fat, to take everything that you consume and to try to store as much of that energy as possible as body fat when your insulin levels are elevated. And what a lot of people don't realize is that when you train your muscles with whole effort, when you work your muscles hard, and when you actually are stimulating your body to produce an adaptive response and build more muscle tissue, and you have more muscle tissue, you achieve a result called improved insulin sensitivity. This means that your muscles are more responsive to the hormone insulin. And so they more readily store blood sugar, glucose, as something called glycogen in them. And when they more readily store your blood sugar as glycogen, your body can actually produce less insulin. It doesn't need to produce as much insulin. And when your insulin levels are lower, your body's not sending that signal to store body fat. So that's one of the most important things that strength training does. In addition, it's really important to keep in mind that we're not interested really just in losing weight. You could, through just being totally sedentary, you could lose weight by losing muscle. And so we're not interested in losing weight. We're actually interested in changing our body composition, reducing our body fat. And so when we eat better, or if we would just eat less and we get more active, we can lose weight. But if we're not sending the stimulus to our body to at least preserve, ideally build muscle tissue, that weight is going to be lost in what we call an indiscriminate fashion, meaning it's going to come from all over your body. And when you eat less and move more but don't do proper strength training, you lose muscle tissue. You lose bone tissue. And this means you're actually setting yourself up for a whiplash effect, for a yo-yo effect. You're actually damaging your metabolism, and you're having exactly the opposite impact on your body that we need to have as we age, which is to fight off the loss of muscle as we age for maximum health and longevity. So two of the most important things that strength training do for you in terms of weight loss is, one, improves your hormones so that your body's actually able to mobilize fat as an energy source. And then two, it protects or increases muscle so that you don't lose weight indiscriminately, but rather you lose weight in a focused fashion, only from body fat. That's why people get such a great body change at the exercise coach when they lose weight. That's why some people, when they first start the exercise coach, end up maybe even a few pounds heavier on the scale, but their clothes are fitting looser. And that's because they've built muscle, but they've lost body fat. So they might weigh the same on the scale, yet they've shrunk. They need new clothes, and that's because body fat takes up so much more space than muscle. All right. Let me take a look here. All right, Michelle asks, should we be doing any type of exercise on the days we are doing our exercise coach workouts? That's a great question. And generally, it would be better not to. It would be better really just to focus your energy and your body's ability to cope with the stress of that workout in an optimal fashion. For some people, it's an athletic event. Some people might say, hey, I want to golf or play basketball or do whatever on the same day as one of my workouts. If that's the case, you just need to keep in mind that the whole point of a workout is to disrupt homeostasis. It's to deeply fatigue your muscles. That's one of the key stimuli for improvement. And so if we do that, you're not going to be able to swing the club, the same way if we do the best workout possible or jump on the court or go for the same kind of bike ride. And so you might want to keep those things done on separate days. And in terms of other kinds of workouts, again, I'd say better off on another day. The type of work we do at the Exercise Coach is really designed to flip the switch of the adaptive mechanisms of your body. And it's not about accumulating, sort of more time spent exercising that day. It's really about the moments of whole effort and the level of fatigue and muscle fiber recruitment that we achieve. And when we do it right, we have flipped that switch, and you actually need to get the results you want. You need to not go exercise vigorously more. Once you've done it, you need to start to focus on recovery. So proper nutrition, proper rest, etc. And that response that we're trying to trigger your body to make actually takes quite a while. You don't perform a workout at the Exercise Coach or anywhere else and on the way out to the car grow stronger. It takes time, and it's generally going to take about 48 hours minimum for your body to actually have started to recover from and be ready for another stimulus, recover from that workout and be ready to go again. So, nope, not on the same day. Probably don't want to do another workout, want to spread that out. And the kind of work we do at the Exercise Coach, honestly, again, we said strength changes everything. It changes the requirements for getting the results that you want, the time requirements. And it means that you really have to do less exercise. And you really, not only can you, but you really kind of have to and should do less exercise to get the best possible results. And that means you can engage in lots of recreation, and that's what efficient exercise actually empowers and liberates you to do. Engage in the activities that you really enjoy doing, but you're really going to exercise less to get better results when we apply science and exercise in an optimized manner with personalized strength training. All right. Let me go looking for another one here. Yeah, these are, I'm looking and I'm trying to find another new one. I'm not sure if I see one, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. We're going on 48 minutes, and this is a joy for me, guys. Really appreciate you guys spending the time with us tonight. It's so good to hear and to see what you're interested in hearing about. And like I said, we'll learn from this. I want to do a lot more of this. I really want to start to intentionally just make sure I stay connected with you guys and do what I can to inspire you personally. It certainly inspires me just to be on the screen here with people from all over the country who are either enjoying the service we provide at the Exercise Coach or just checking it out, which is awesome. And so thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great evening, and we're thinking about you all very much, and just hope that you stay safe and healthy, and we'll look forward to connecting with you again soon and seeing you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.